Hello YouTube, Glenn Anderson here. So today I want to talk about something that will really help you in your strongman, and that is sleeping. So I'm going to give you 10 tips on how to get a good night's sleep. Sleeping is ever so important. A lot of people forget it. It's definitely one of the basics. You know, everyone wants to find like the magical program and all that, but a lot of people forget the fundamentals. So the three main pillars of recovery are sleep, diet and stress. So we're going to talk about just sleep only for now. Sleep is very important to me. I'm very big on sleep. It is a must. It basically is, and it is something that is not negotiable whatsoever. I am really very big on sleep. So just going to go over, like I say, 10 key points that I use and have helped me. I have a Fitbit here, and this measures not only my steps and all that and how many calories, but it also measures my sleep. So as you can, I don't know if you can see that there. Last night I got 8 hours and 42 minutes sleep. I always try to average at least 7.5 to 8 hours sleep a night. I always get at least 7 or 8 hours. It's very rare that I get less than 7 hours. Very rare. I'm a stickler for sleep. So in an average week I will get 7.5 to 8 hours. Sometimes I'll get more than that. I don't normally go more than 9 hours sleep, but it has been known, and I do that sometimes. So I understand, of course, you know, it can be very difficult for people to get sleep, especially when you're busy at work. Maybe you've got kids, you know, you've got a hectic life. I get that, I really do. But there are things that you can do that will help. But first of all, you do need to make sleep a priority. A lot of people don't, you know, they're too busy staying up, watching Netflix, playing games or whatever, or looking at their phone. And, you know, I'm going to be honest, I've been guilty of it myself in the past, you know, scrolling through Facebook and Insta and all that, which I've now got rid of. Well, I've still got Facebook, but I've got rid of Instagram and TikTok and all that, because they're just distractions, you know, because you can literally lose hours sometimes just scrolling through, you know, or playing games or watching videos. It's very easily done. Like I used to do it myself and all that, but since I've cut that out and all that, I've made some big improvements. So the first thing is just good old-fashioned reading, really. I like to read a novel, and I feel that does really help as well. It just helps relax me and all that. I'm currently reading A Study in Scarlet, which is the first Sherlock Holmes novel by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, published in 1887. So I've actually got all 4 of the Sherlock Holmes novels, so I'm working my way through them at the moment, and I'm still on the first one. I always wear an eye mask when I go to bed as well. You don't have to do this, but I am a fussy sleeper. I mean, I know some people that, I knew this guy once, he could be in a crowded room or something, or a living room, he could be sitting on the sofa watching a film or TV, the telly could be blaring, could be kids running around, could be music playing or whatever, and he could just lay there or sit there and just fall asleep. I don't know how he did it, because I couldn't do it. You know, I'm quite a fussy sleeper. Not only in addition to that, but I wear earplugs as well. And the ones that I use are the Howard Like ones. You can get them off Amazon. They're really good, and although they're for one use only, I find I can actually usually get quite a few nights out of them before I have to chuck them and get a new pair. So I always buy them in bulk. I buy them in packs of 20s normally, or 40s, and they're really quite good, the ones that I use. They won't block out sound entirely, but they will reduce the sound by quite a bit actually, so they're definitely a worthwhile investment, especially of course if you live in like a house shell or something and you got, you know, noisy neighbours or whatever, or people outside. They're really useful and invaluable, I find. The other thing as well, this is very important, is you want to have dark curtains as well. That really helps, because when you wake up in the morning, I've been woken up before sometimes where I've slept somewhere where there's either been no curtains or light curtains, and the sun gets in my eyes and I'm like that, and the sun can really wake you up earlier than you intend to as well. So if you do get a late night and it's like the sun or something and it's getting light at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, if it's bright enough it will wake you up. So I always make sure I've got dark curtains. I do shift work. Sometimes I might work till midnight, so by the time I get home and wind down and all that, time I get to sleep, it could be 1 o'clock or gone 1 o'clock in the morning. So to get 8 hours, I don't want to get up until 9, so I don't want the sun waking me up at like 6 in the morning. The other thing as well, very important, is you want to make sure you've got a nice cool environment. It's very difficult, especially for me anyway. Some people might be able to do this, but if it's too hot I actually struggle to sleep, or sometimes the heat might wake me up in the night. So I make sure that I try and get the environment as cool as I can. In the winter, this isn't a problem, obviously. Although, if it's too cold, that can wake you up and all, but it's very rare. There has been times where I have actually been woken up where it's been too cold, but that's very rare. But the heat will normally wake me up. In the summer, obviously, it can be very difficult to sleep when it's absolutely burning hot. So just literally sleep naked. Don't have a cover on, or if you have to, have a very thin cover on. Maybe have a fan blowing. I know it's not an option for everyone, but that's what I do. I would rather have a fan blowing all night, keep it nice and cool, and have comfort, and get a good night's sleep. Okay, you can't put a price on good sleep. Make sure as well you've got a clean and comfortable bedding and a mattress. You don't want a shitty mattress. Buy a good one. Trust me. Right, like I say, I'm a stickler for sleep, so much so I even spent over £700 on a nice big firm mattress, and it was a really good investment. Like I say, I understand that's not going to be an option, obviously, if you're struggling for money and all that, but save up, get a really good mattress, because we spend a third of our life sleeping, so you might as well sleep in comfort. So the next one, reduce blue light really. If you're staring at Facebook till like 3 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be difficult to get to sleep, and it can reduce your quality of sleep as well. So you need to make sure that your mind's like in a good rhythm. The other thing as well, cut out caffeine and liquids. I drink at least 3 litres of water a day, so I try to make sure that I've drunk all my water at least 2 or 3 hours before I go to bed. Sometimes I do drink Diet Coke and all, but again I try and leave it at least an hour or two, because there are sometimes where I might wake up in the middle of the night and go to the toilet. Some people have a really bad problem and have to get up continuously in the night to wee. I don't normally have to, but sometimes I do. But if I do, it's not because I've got any health problems. It's just the fact that I've just drunk loads of liquid and my body still hasn't got rid of it. So sometimes I will wake up early. But once I get up and go to the toilet, once I go back to bed, I can normally get back to bed quite quickly. And the way I do that is just breathe and just relax and just chill, really, and try not to think of anything, really, and that really helps. Like I say, if I wake up in the middle of the night, I can normally get back to sleep within half an hour. There have been times where I've woke up in the middle of the night and it's taken me over an hour to get back to sleep, but that's quite rare. I can normally get back to sleep quite quickly. But again, it depends what time. If I've only been asleep for 2 or 3 hours, I can go back to sleep like that. But if I've been asleep for like 6 hours, it could be difficult. So the other thing I will say as well, I don't do this because I do shift work and it will be practical for me. But generally for you, if you work at the same time, always try to go to bed at the same time and get up at the same time, because that'll help get your body in a rhythm, and it's a really good thing to practice and get into. Like I say, I don't do that because I can't, but that's something that you might be able to do. And the last thing as well, try to find some practice where you can wind down before bed, really. I work long shifts, and when I come home, I'm the type of person, I can't just come home and go straight to sleep. I need to wind down for an hour or so and just bring my mood level down. Sometimes your brain can be racing at 100 mile an hour, and it can be difficult to switch off. So I'll just sit and watch a TV program or something, or read a book or whatever, and just chill. And that seems to do the trick. I mean, some people can just come home from a hard day's work and just fall asleep, but not me. I'm a fussy sleeper, but like I say, these are some of the practices I do. And like I say, I do normally get 7.5, 8 hours sleep a night. I normally do average around that every night. Like I say, it's very rare that I get less than 7 hours, because it just boggles the mind, the amount of people that literally survive on 3 to 5 hours sleep and all that. And that's not good, especially for strongman. You can't train if you're tired. So it's absolutely vital, if you want to be good at strongman, you need to get your sleep in. Because otherwise, there's a lot of people that just start the same way all the time and then never progress, and because they just don't look after themselves. They're literally surviving on 3 or 5 hours sleep and just waking up, having coffee in the morning, and then they're staying up all night and just burning the candles at both ends, really. That's something I don't do. I'm very good in that respect. I make my own mistakes. I haven't always got everything right, but I'm really particular when it comes to sleep and my food. I make sure I get my sleep in, I make sure I get my food in, and I make sure I drink at least 3 litres of water a day. I really do try to look after myself. So you know, I can't stress it enough. Make sure you get your sleep. Like I say, I even measure my sleep. So I got 8 hours and 42 minutes last night. The day before that, I got 8 hours and 14 minutes, and I think the day before that, I got 7 hours 52. So I'm always hovering around that 8-hour mark when it comes to sleep. So if you want to be the best you can at strongman, I strongly suggest you do the same too. Okay, so that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. If there's any further things regarding strongman you'd like me to talk about, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you soon for the next video.